Good morning. If what's the purpose? What's the purpose of this? I find what's missing for me is the daily motivation. Zig Ziglar said somebody once told him that motivation doesn't last, and he says neither does bathing. That's why we do it every day. Uh, as I see stuff, quotes and stuff, it's like great, but it's like, what is the nitty gritty, what I got to do each day? And, I've been in mastermind groups where it was general and where it was, we were working on something specific. And, those are tough because, unless somebody's doing exactly what you're doing. So, I'm a little bit all over the place right now, but if you have something that you're trying to work on, what I'm trying to, uh, just like with Ron's choice, with just life in general, what's the common denominator? And again, I always say that there's not one thing that works for everybody, but some people are lucky. Some people, work harder. Uh, that phrase, you have to work hard. That's not always necessarily true if you're going in the wrong direction. So, again, this is just to share my journey. Hopefully, it'll help you get going. It'll help me get going. I know, because it's action. These ingredients here. To me, these are the common denominator that apply to most of us in what we do and what's going to help. And this is just over my years of reading books and being in seminars and listening to people and just pulling what I need out of it. And that's all you can do with whatever I'm sharing with you, is get what you need out of it. But there's a saying, success likes speed. So the faster you go, the more successful you can be, which I believe there's some truth to it. You got to go, but at the same time you have to keep balance in life. But this is for attracting money. This is about how you think about money. That you deserve it, that you don't necessarily need to know the how. You have to enjoy the process. And I've always wanted to get in the stocks. I've shared some of that before. I'm doing that now. I've spent a decent amount of money to learn from people. And just because there's the saying in sales and coaching, if you give something away for free, people don't value it. They'll value it more if you pay for it. And that's not necessarily true. I've spent a lot of money. I don't know what the percentages are of people that buy books and don't read them. They buy courses and they never use them. I'm guilty. But it kind of goes back to that basic fundamental that if you want something bad enough, you'll figure out a way. And then it's kind of like, okay, sometimes you struggle. Why do I want this? And then you make excuses or whatever. So you just have to go. You have to forge a path. And if it's wrong, there's another saying that successful people make decisions quickly. And they don't make wrong decisions. They make decisions and then they make them right. So they make a decision, they stick with it, and they just course correct. Kind of like what I was saying last night about missile systems. They go, and then if they get off path, they course correct. So you have to go. You have to be. I added this, and this is on every one of my sites. This is I've changed this, refined it over time. And to keep it as simple as possible, but as profound as possible. And that's, I'm aware of my thoughts, feelings, and expectations. You have to be aware of what you're thinking, right? And Now there is a school of thought, thoughts become things. That's true, because that's where it starts. Everything starts as a thought, right? You have an idea, but then it's how do you feel about it? Because that's to get deeper into the quantum level, that's a vibration. That's everything's a vibration. Everything vibrates, and it's on a frequency. So how you're feeling is connecting with what you want, and then are you expecting it? What do you expect? Are you expecting failure? Are you expecting results? Are you expecting success? The other saying, it doesn't matter if you fall down, it matters if you get back, how many times you get up. It doesn't matter what happens, it's how you deal with it. So, yeah, sure, you can say, it's life, shit happens, right? It does. But it's how you deal with it. So if you expect to have success, you'll figure out when something does come up, and don't say, well, I have to fail so many times to get better. I don't think that's necessary. Is failure inevitable? I'd say you'd probably be hard pressed to find anybody that hasn't had any failures. But also, that's what your definition of failure is. If a failure to someone, if something bad happened and it caused you to be successful, would you say that was a failure, or would you say that was something you were to learn from that led you to the success? So it just depends on how you look at it. But it's your expectation. You have to be aware of that. I can't tell you how to think. I can't tell you what to think, what to feel, or what to expect. You have to play with that. That's what I've done, and that's what I'm doing. I look at that they call it observing the observer. You have to observe yourself. When something happens and you react, take a moment, sit back and say, okay, what was I thinking? How did that make me feel? What was I expecting? And these are the results. So that's kind of like the hindsight 2020. And then after a while, you'll be able to say, okay, when I think this way, feel this way, and expect this, these are usually my results. So anyway, kind of rambling here. I just wanted to play with I changed some stuff around, changed some lighting. Apparently I had my screen backwards because there's a shiny side and a soft side. The soft side's out. Apparently you don't want anything shiny when it comes to chroma key. I need to work on my eyebrows a little bit. So take action. If I'm not, who knows what'll happen in the future. I'm not into, I have a life coaching certification. I'm not into one-on-one. But if you have stuff you want to share, I do have a website, I do have a fan page, and I do have a group. I want to put something together so people have a place to go to keep accountable. So you can put stuff up there, and maybe other people are doing the same thing you're doing and can give you some motivation, because it's daily. You got it every day you got to understand, you got to know, okay, I'm making it a must, this is why I want this, and we'll go into deeper detail about that, and to get what you want. Ultimately, there's a play on words with money. It's not really money. It's what money can do for you is what you want. And I've talked about this before. But when I thought about it, I'm like, for me, it's the money, because that's the energy. Money is just energy. But that's the energy. That's the currency. That's how we do things in life, right? I want enough money to where it's mine. It's available to me. I can give it to my kids. I can buy my kids stuff. I can leave $1,000 tips. I can go buy what I want. I can do what I want for my parents, for my family, for charities. That's why it's money. And it's not, and I had to change this, because I used to, my feelings and expectations were, I don't need money to be happy. And that's still true to this day. I don't need money to be happy. I was happy without money. But by golly, give me all the money and I'll prove to you that I can still be happy with money. All right? It's not money is the root of all evil. If you want to go by what Scripture says, the Scripture says the root of all evil is the love of money. I don't love money. Money is just a conduit. If it was, if we traded cow shit for stuff, then I would want a bunch of cow shit so I could go have whatever I want. You know what I mean? It's just what we call it. So I just want that to have the ability to do whatever I want. And when you expect it, and it can come from anywhere. I don't have to do the work. I want to enjoy the process. Who knows? Maybe I help an old lady across the street and she's, financially well off and wants to leave me an inheritance or whatever. Who knows? Who knows how it will come? But in the meantime, we do have to take action. We have to take inspired action. We have to see things that we want. If we feel like we want to do it, start taking steps towards that. And you have to watch your feelings and then say, well, does it not feel right? Why doesn't it feel right? And if it's just because you're worried about what other people think, then you have to switch that. It's simple, but it goes deep. So make it happen. Take steps. You have to put this stuff down. Some people don't have to. I'm saying you have to because I have to. Some people don't. Some people say don't make goals. Don't tell other people what you're doing. And that might work for them. Like I said in the beginning, take what you want from this. If it helps you, great. This helps me because this is what I have to do. I know I have to set a goal. You have to have a goal. You have to have a purpose. Then you have to have a plan. You got to say, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Otherwise, you're just kind of like going whatever. You're living by default. Oh, this comes up, that comes up. Oh, I got to do this. No, you have to make it a must. You say, oh, I have a plan right now. This is what needs to be done. Take action. Do it. Check your results. Am I getting results? Am I going in the direction I want? Do I still feel good about this? Do I, make adjustments and then do it again. I'm out.